channel, right channel, center.
VTuber 一問一答自己紹介
Yeah, and the tape's
それじゃあ
rolling.
行くよせーのお名前は
Katt Phloxworthy.
呼び方は
Just Cat is fine.
あなたは何系 VTuber?
Nerdy cat girl who features spaceflight.
誕生日は
May 4th.
年齢は
Older than Pneumatic.
性別は
Transgender
身
female.
長は
4'11".
出身は
Sacramento County.
チャームポイントは
Dialogue hair clip.
突然ですがモノマネどうぞ
Yeah, what's up, Dad?
活動場所は
Twitch, Twitter, YouTube.
はじめの挨拶
Thank you for joining me.
終わりの挨拶
Bye.
推しマークは
Not at present.
配信タグは
Catlight feed.
ファンアートは
Cat pics.
ファンネームは
Cat's apprentices.
好きな色は
Iris Indigo.
好きなことは
Vintage computers and
得
video.
意なことは
Technology.
ここで一言愛の告白好
I love you.
きな食べ物は
Ethnic foods.
好きな飲み物は
Craft soda.
好きな漫画は
Pizza 10.
好きなアニメは
Planet.
好きなゲームは
Left 4 Dead 2.
好きな音楽は
Classic rock.
苦手なことは
Human stupidity.
尊敬するのは
Space fairy people.
叶えたい夢は
ISS crew
最後にみんな
interview.
に一言どう
Thanks
ぞ
so much for your support and a final status check.
Go Atlas. Go Centaur.
Go Katt Phlox.
You have permission to launch.
3, 2, 1. RD-180 ignition. Booster ignition and liftoff of Atlas V and Centaur. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me. Hi, everybody. Katt Phloxworthy here. We are in a bit of a holding pattern right now with the launch of the Firefly Alpha out of Vandenberg Space Force Base. Supposed to be originally happening at about just before 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or before 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or let's see, right around oh, actually, hang on just a minute. Yeah, by 5 p.m. and then actually, I'm sorry, I did the UTC numbers wrong. It should be 1 in the morning, 0100 hours on UTC. So my slate is about an hour off on the UTC time. So what's happening right now? We don't have any specifics yet, but right now they're in a hold right now. I'm gonna go and try and see if I can find some more information out on what's going on here. I'm also gonna take a look at the forthcoming. Right now they're getting ready to start coverage on that. We're gonna be picking that up in a few minutes, assuming it actually starts on time. They're showing. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen before too long. So hopefully we'll have more information before too long. The actual. There is a 2-hour launch window starting at the T0 of 4:50 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's also the local time where it's actually going to be launched, because Vandenberg Air Force Base, excuse me, I'm an Air Force brat. What can I say? Vandenberg Space Force Base is located in Santa Barbara County in Southern California, and I don't know the actual pad off the top of my head, but that's where this rocket will be launching from. And Firefly Alpha is a little different from what I'm used to covering. Most of these are using most of them have been using Carolox on the primary stage, of course, in all cases. But in this case, the actual cycle is different on these guys. Most of them I've seen are using gas generator launches, if it's the Falcon 9 or the RD-180. Well, no, excuse me. RD-180 is different. It is a what was that? I'm trying to remember. It's a closed cycle, but basically they use an oxygen-rich what are they calling, stage combustion cycle. Basically, what they do is they burn a little bit of the basically all the they put a bit of the they put all of the fuel into they basically put fuel, mainly fuel in, They do the fuel side and a fraction of a little bit of the oxygen in order to actually burn that in order to run the pre-burner, which then drives the turbo pump, which moves all the propellant into the combustion chamber. A gas generator is an open cycle where they burn the propellants to spin the turbo pump and then either dump it overboard in the case of the Merlin 1D on the first stage of Falcon 9, and the second stage uses a manifold to capture the exhaust of the turbo pump, sending the exhaust into the throat of the nozzle as well, and probably also as well in the combustion chamber, using it for film cooling, which the Rocketdyne F1 on the first stage of the Saturn V also used, basically redirecting some of that exhaust back into the system to help with cooling, and then and of course on the rest of it is on the rest of the nozzle is all radiative cooling, basically sending all that excess heat into space. In the case of the Reaver engine on the first stage and the Lightning on the second, they use what is called the gas tap-off cycle. What they do is they still use a burner, but the thing is, it's the main combustion chamber, and a little bit of the combustion chamber's exhaust is actually sent back out into the turbo pump. So basically, it's doing dual duty. One is to propel the entire vehicle up into space, as well as of course spin the turbo pump. So we're going to get to see that, which is a rather interesting way of doing that, because they're not dumping any of the only exhaust that they're dumping overboard goes to the stuff that they're dumping overboard is going straight into propelling the rocket, and any small little bit that has been taken out of that is actually being used to spin the turbo pump, and therefore feeding propellants into the combustion chamber. Still keeping an eye on what's going on here. Again, things are going to be delayed. We don't know exactly what the latest is. I want to keep an eye on the Twitter page. Okay, we're still waiting on coverage to start. Don't know precisely when it'll be. If it ends up being a scrub, we will possibly do the one thing I've been wanting to do, and that is show off the one of the early the second launch of New Glenn, which I never got a chance to cover. I haven't even had a chance to watch it yet, so it'll be definitely a first time for me watching it, A, launch in daytime, and B, on an actual live mission for a change. And like I said before, those things have they've actually managed to successfully land the first stage on a barge down range. And on top of that, the way they do it, instead of using the I forget the damn name again, and I can't be bothered to figure out what that name is, but the Octaweb, that's it for Falcon 9's first stage. They do it far more simply. They just spot weld it to the deck, and it ain't going anywhere. There's no risk of it tipping over. And that is pretty simple yet elegant at the same time. But at the same time, you got to go and cut it loose, in quite literally, in order to retrieve the first stage and refurbish it and make it ready for the next flight. So I'm gonna go take a look at things real quick to see what's going on here. I'm also keeping an eye on the coverage that we'll be picking up as soon as it starts. Let's see here. See what the site says here. Currently in a hold for today's Alpha Stairway to 7 test flight, while the range assesses high upper winds, so basic high upper level winds. So unfortunately, we don't have something like Patrick Space Force Base's 45th Weather Squadron that puts out information for us to take a look at and bring you up to date with. So we're just going to be going with what Firefly Aerospace is giving on their Twitter feed. Because the team is working to confirm a new T0 for later in the window once we receive more weather, more data, more to come. Let's see what they have to say here. What see if there's anything going else here. And they says here, Scott Manley says, being retweeted, saying, if it gets delayed towards the end of the launch window, then we'll get a nice show. Okay. Oh, that's right, because it's probably once the sun goes over, once the sun goes down. And incidentally, speaking of that, a week from today is the start of daylight saving time, so keep your eyes peeled for those of you who actually observe it here in North America, and of course other places elsewhere on this side of the globe. South of the U.S., they do not. They don't. They basically stayed with the old setup, like it was back in 2007, prior to the laws that went into effect in 2007 on our side of things. United States and Canada went with the new rules, which put us at starting at the second Sunday of March through the first Sunday of November, from first Sunday of April to last Sunday of October. They still haven't done anything yet. They haven't updated it, and they haven't started their stream yet. So, and other news that I can say what I saw recently is that after having rolled the SLS stack back to the VAB, the vehicle assembly building, to fix a few things on the vehicle, they have since rolled it back out, and they are now saying no earlier than April 1st. And I looked at the times; it's going to be a very, very close scrape, unless I decide that I might just try and risk taking a day off at work. I don't think that's going to be doable, but we'll see how things go. I would have to be ready. Oh, now they're saying live in 2 hours. They're going at 6:43 p.m. One thing we can do in the meantime is and apparently that looks like they're going to be going at just shortly after 7 p.m. locally. But in the meantime, what I suppose one thing we could do in the meantime is go actually go take a look at in 2 hours. Damn, you know what? They said that I'm gonna go take a look at an update on the. Let's see. It says here now targeting 6:43 p.m. PT for liftoff of the of Alpha Flight 7. We expect to have final weather data from the range in approximately 30 minutes before liftoff. Stay tuned. So it'll start. We'll probably see things right around 6. Let's see. It is 6:43. About 6:23 is when we'll start seeing coverage, and right around real close to 6:15, we'll actually see that happen. So in the meantime, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to get a different video up. Let me go open up my OBS Studio locally, which is what I'm using to show what's going on. So what we're going to do while we wait is we're going to go look at the flight of the second flight of New Glenn. Well, let me go pull that up real quick here in the meantime. Hang on a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pull that information up real quick here. Let's see. I need to find New Glenn. Oh, shoot. Let's see here. Oh wow, it was a bit back. Here we go. Found what I was looking for. Let's see. Hang on a minute. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to go all the way to where they... Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong one. That's a year ago, and that was the original flight of... G2. That's what I'm after. Okay, we're gonna do is I'm gonna pick it up right around T minus 12. Actually, this is probably good as any time. Here, I need to find out the. We're gonna switch over to this. I also need to figure out the actual start time where I need to bring it up to. So we're going to go for 90 minutes. Okay, there we go. We're going to start at T minus 13 minutes. Just after 13 minutes, we're going to go. I'm going to do it at a reasonable time to actually pick up the. Go to these. Here we go. Hang on a sec here. So here we go. We're going to be. We're going to switch over to. Stand by. Here we go.
Obviously, so great to get to talk to Dave, especially when we're kind of on the edge of this historic moment. But like he said, no matter what happens today, we have lots of hardware behind us already in the works. And it's a great day for Blue Origin. And we're so proud of everyone who's been a part of Team Blue up until this point.
Absolutely. And you can actually see the difference even between now, today and Sunday. They're getting ready to work on, looks like this one is going to be the next forward. We've got another forward, we've got another aft over here. So we've got a lot of rockets that are coming down the line. But we're just feeling pretty good about, okay, cautiously optimistic. We know how difficult this is. I'm going to lose my mind if we land this booster today. But as we mentioned, we've got other hardware coming down the line.
Yeah, and landing the booster, it's no easy undertaking. Now, our team, including myself, recently had the opportunity to spend a day at sea with our Jacqueline crew and learn more about the operation of landing and securing the booster. A live look at Jacqueline right there. Now, this is an operation and a moment that will change the course of Blue Origin history. Check it out.
Of the recovery of the booster, but the real thing that needed to happen.
The Jacqueline is the landing platform vessel where New Glenn will come down, land, and we secure it and bring it back in.
She's 380 foot long, 150 foot wide, and she's a self-propelled vessel. We are the recovery side of the operation. This is where GS1 is going to land, and actually that feather is a center point.
We have to leave 4 days before launch. We check all our equipment, and we ensure that everything is working, everything is fully functional. We transit for 300 to 400 miles, depending on how far the landing location is. And once we get there, dynamic positioning allows the thrusters on board here will hold this in position within a range of about 10 feet.
Starship and Super
We'll have
Heavy,
a couple small changes of Jacqueline's position. They're going to feed us new coordinates, right? So we might move 500 yards this direction, a little that way, but we're generally in the area. And right up to like 45 minutes or an hour before, that's our final position.
when the booster lands, and the ROV will come out. Once it's mated with the booster effectively, we'll start pumping high-pressure nitrogen into the booster, which will allow the detanking process to continue to make the booster inert and safe for us to operate around.
These are the transit stands. These are what we actually use to secure GS1 to the deck. Each one of these units is individually controlled. We'll have 6 different operators operating them out under the vehicle, and then we're able to lock out the stands, which basically rigidizes GS1 to the LPV deck and allows us to bring it home.
The complexity of what we do out here is pretty important because we operate in such an isolated environment. We're hundreds of miles offshore. We're relying on satellite communication.
The one thing about working on the ocean and in the elements, we fight it. It never wants to work with you. The best you can do is just get along with it.
Big surprise there.
I hope people understand how important reusability is to this program. Us being out here and allowing us to retrieve these vehicles and bring back and reuse them, we reduce the cost, we reduce pollution.
My favorite part of being Team Blue is how everybody works together as a very cohesive group. This is really, really rewarding just to kind of see everyone marching together towards one successful landing operation.
And you've got a live look right there of Jacqueline in all her glory. And Ariane, I have to tell you, what was so great about going out with that team is, of course, they go out for days, sometimes weeks, sometimes a multitude of weeks at a time. And they're eating, sleeping, playing cards together, but also they're going through the operations. And for someone who doesn't know, can you explain, Ariane, why it's so difficult to bring a first stage back to Earth?
Let me just start with the basics. You have a 200-foot tall tower that has just been 120 kilometers up, and we're trying to hit a 150-foot by about 400-foot boat out there, and then the landing pad, as you see, is even smaller than that. Fun fact, the landing pad that you see there, the circle, is the same diameter as the landing pad for New Shepard. So to give you a sense, that's hard. So you've got this huge 200-foot tall tower that's coming in. We're going to slow it down with first a reentry burn. Then we're going to do another burn to slow it down, and then we're just with 3 engines, then shut it down to just 1 engine.
That's right.
And it will. We do have throttling capability on the first stage, and it'll come in for a nice soft landing, because if you think about it, it was full of fuel on the way up. When it comes down, it's essentially an empty fuel tank. So while it is heavy and very tall,
there's those engines right there.
There are the 7 BE4 engines, and the center engine is the one that's going to be doing all the hard work as it comes in just in the last seconds there. And so you don't need as much power. We can pull back on the power for a nice soft landing. And when we do, it will be an extraordinary day. But we've talked about it. This is just the beginning.
It really is.
We will bring this rocket back, we'll refurbish it, we'll examine it. We've got all sorts of thoughts on what we're going to need to do to refurbish the vehicle. But our whole game plan, launch, land, repeat, is to be able to flip this rocket around and fly it again very shortly here. I should say with New Shepard, we landed the first time in November of 2015.
And here we are 10 years later.
Here we are, well, 10 years later, yeah, but it only took us about 2 months to flip around the first rocket that had ever gone to space and back. So we've got kind of same time scales that we're thinking here. It's not going to, we want to go fast on this.
And if you're taking a look at your screen, you see New Glenn on the pad, and on the upper right-hand corner, you see L minus 4 minutes and about 6 seconds. That's going to change to a T minus any moment, and that is really when the vehicle itself is starting to run on its own.
Now they're showing
We're going to start being able to hear our mission ops, Patrick Moore.
AFSS timer enabled.
Terminal count system is active. From here on out, the vehicle is running fully autonomously on software.
Safe engaged.
Coming up on T-minus 3 minutes.
T-minus 3:30. Rapid retract armed. Magic charge initiated.
How exciting here. We're ticking down in 3 minutes. We're going to launch this vehicle to space. We're going to put 2 satellites on their way to Mars, and we are going to try to land that booster for the first time.
3 minutes, right?
So exciting, and a big props to our launch control team that has managed to do a recycle on this vehicle. We want to fly today, Tabitha.
Oh, there are the cheers, yes! The energy is palpable. Our launch director, Megan Lewis, she's in the control room now. I know this is an exciting moment from her. There we have employees from all across the United States. This is Huntsville, Alabama. Big shout out to our teams there. And of course,
GS1 pre-press
HQ,
start.
Kent Washington, we see you.
Start pressurizing propellants on both stages ahead of launch.
All right, rocket going through its last
GS2
motions here,
start.
making sure the tanks are pressurized to their proper flight levels.
That's right.
A warm day in Florida, but that rocket is super cold.
Nice
It's chilled
T-minus
in
2 minutes.
propellants. T-minus 2 minutes to go.
Last time we saw
LNG
this was at night.
on the first
Now we
stage,
get to see a
liquefied,
daytime launch.
actually,
This
liquid
happened about-
hydrogen and liquid
This one
oxygen
happened
on
near
the
end
second
of, I
stage.
believe, last year, or very beginning of this year.
New Glenn looking beautiful. And there you go.
Beachgoers with a great view.
What makes this place so special down here on the Space Coast? A day on the beach, but you can sit there
T-minus
because our pad
130.
is so far south. A spectacular
Power
view
internal.
for everybody here
They've moved
in Cocoa
from
Beach.
ground-based
Now we've
power to
transitioned
internal
from ground power
on
to the vehicle's own internal power. I mean, we are getting close. Aria, hold my hand. I'm getting really excited.
There are the 7 BE4s
There are
at the
those
base of the first stage.
BE4s, 7 of them, ready to take New Glenn.
Oops.
3.85 million pounds of thrust
T-minus
combined
60 seconds.
in just 60 seconds
green,
here, as
AFSS
mentioned
flight
They're
before.
enabled.
calling range green on.
We
this
will
was on range green for
light
this particular
4
launch.
of the engines, then 3 of the engines, just about a second or 2 off for a staggered start. You'll see the
45
big
seconds.
water deluge, and that's when you know that it's game on.
They're getting ready to.
I love hearing all those
light the engine
sounds.
up. They're doing those. They're
hear
doing
the
those
power up.
sirens
You certainly
like they
do.
with,
And with that-
You'll see that
New
water any
Shepard.
second now.
Let's
T-minus
turn it
30
over to
seconds.
launch
30 seconds.
control. Let's go, New Glenn.
GS1 hydraulics internal.
Never tell me
GS1
the
at flight
odds.
level. GS2 at flight level.
All the tanks are at full pressure ahead of launch.
Autopilot
15.
enabled.
Deluge is lit.
T-minus 10,
9,
9,
8,
8,
7,
7, 6,
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. BE4 ignition.
lift up,
5
effective.
seconds and liftoff of New Glenn on its second official flight. Ready to take some payloads headed towards Mars, and the vehicle is getting ready to clear the tower.
New Glenn has cleared the tower.
Vehicle has cleared the tower.
Pushing 7 good engines. 30 seconds into flight. Engine operating
Vehicle is going
continue to
downrange.
full thrust, body weight response to normal. 40 seconds in. And roll strict now level.
Heading toward Mach 1. It's a bit
50
slower than
seconds
this one
into
than
flight.
usual.
Pretty good engine operating parameters. All set.
A clean burn. We're coming up here on max Q, maximum dynamic. This is
Beautiful.
the hardest point on the vehicle when it comes to the
Body weight response
pressures and
continue
the
to look good
speed.
during ascent.
We want to see
Engine
this
operating
rocket
parameters
punch
continue to look
through
good.
that max Q.
Seeing
Let's
good
stand
TC
by.
control, good MR control.
We're approaching Mach
1
1.
minute, 15
Standing
seconds
by.
in. Now passing Mach 1, New Glenn is now
Vehicle is
supersonic.
now supersonic, having passed Mach 1. We're about ready to hit the
1 minute,
area of
36
maximum
seconds.
aerodynamic pressure, or
Engine
max
operating
Q.
parameters continue to look good at full thrust. Max Q, maximum dynamic pressure.
They're calling max Q, and they're now leaving the area of maximum aerodynamic pressure, or max Q.
1 minute, 45 seconds in.
A minute, 2 minute and a half left in the run before they shut down the first 7 engines and then drop the first stage. Ready to head it back to the, head it down to the drone
Now
shack.
passing 2 minutes into flight.
BE4 is unreal.
1 minute remaining in boost phase.
All right, 1 minute remaining in boost phase. You heard our team say. Then we'll hit MECO, main engine cutoff. That's going to lead to a sequence of events. We'll separate the first stage from the second, and that's when the first stage is going to begin its journey back home. We're going to see if we can land the booster separately. Of course, we will get the second stage off and going with the NASA Escapade satellites on board on their way to Mars.
Trajectory continues to look good, seeing good data quality coming down from the vehicle. Body rate
Great
response
to
is
hear that.
nominal.
Good data quality.
All 7 engines continue to
Looking
look good.
nominal. Next up, MECO, which is main engine cutoff.
Coming up on MECO in
The
about 10
cheers
seconds.
are real. You can hear them all the way in here.
And they're also getting ready to.
And we have MECO.
We have MECO.
And we have good stage set.
Here comes on stage. Here comes stage saturation. There are the 2 BE3s at the beginning at the base of the first stage.
And we have ignition on stage 2. Both engine parameters look good.
We have ignition of the BE3s.
Body rate stamping out nicely. Both B3U engines look good at the high thrust set point. Body rate responses look good. 3 minutes, 43 seconds into flight.
Now we're looking down from the base of the second stage at those 2 BE3s, continuing to power the vehicle up faster, a little further uphill and further and faster downrange.
We have good indication of payload fairing jettison.
We have
Both B3U engines continue to look good. Body rate response is nominal. Seeing good data coming down from both stages.
Great data. We're 4 minutes into NG2.
And you saw the spectacular view from down from our GS2.
Continue to look good. This is a 9.5 minute burn for GS2. 4 minutes, 25 seconds into flight.
Stage will have an initial burn of 9.5 minutes, they're saying.
Wow. All right, at 9 minutes is when we're expecting the first stage to touch down on Jacqueline.
They're going to probably do much of the same regime that
approximately
that
2 minutes remaining in the GS1 coast.
First stage does.
Thank you again, everybody, for joining us for NG2 so far. A nominal mission.
GS2 is now 320 kilometers downrange, traveling at 2.8 kilometers per second. Trajectory continues to look good on both stages.
Clean separation, clean fairing
right down the middle of the range
jettison.
track. Engine operating parameters on GS2 look good.
Sounds like our GS2 is having a beautiful ride. The NASA Escapade satellites are exposed to space right now. And we've got GS1 coming down for landing
GS2 body
at
rate's
T
nominal.
plus 9 minutes.
105 miles above the surface of the planet. I think we're looking at the first stage, and we saw a course correction burn.
1 minute remaining in the GS1 coast.
We're about to do a re-entry burn to bring it.
Continue to see good data coming down from both GS1 and GS2. Body rates on both stages look good. The 3U engines look good.
Everything looking good, looking nominal.
I don't know if they use
seeing good TV.
And Ariane, this moment coming up is an important one.
It is. We're going to.
That's some more thruster firings.
We're going to relight the BE4 engines for the re-entry
Body
burn.
rate's snowing out on GS1. The exo turn is complete.
There you go. It's about 300,000 feet, less than 100 kilometers up there, coming in for a landing on the Jacqueline, 375 miles offshore, waiting for the first time to land Blue Origin's New Glenn booster on the Jacqueline.
Glenn Stage 1, I believe, is what that stands for. And we can actually see a nice clean picture of it now because it is now much
Continues to
lower.
see body rates on GS1.
That looks great. We have our booster re-entry burn.
Here we go. There's 3 engines burning.
Oh, all 3 engines.
No matter what happens next, we have had a good day. This is further than we made it on NG1.
That's right.
See indication of engine ignition on GS1. Continue to see good data from GS1.
And
about a minute and a half.
Engine parameters look good.
Is when we would see.
Confirm engine cutoff.
Never tell me the odds. Return to Earth.
You see it in kind of horizontal position. We've got the strakes on the base of the booster, which give it lift. So we can basically fly this booster. Of course, we're using the forward fins as well, plus some of our reaction control system as well as the gimbling on the beating forward engines to turn the rocket accordingly. On here, it starts to tilt down. 1 minute to go.
We're about to go to
less than 40,000 feet.
GS2 throttle down complete. Responses look good. 8 minutes, 20 seconds in flight.
We're about to enter, light the engines up again for the
burn ignition. And we have landing burn ignition. See 3 good engines.
We've got our booster landing burn.
We've got the 3 engines starting for the landing burn. They're going to start cutting some of them out. We should be seeing something from the deck of the barge before too long. We have sonic booms.
A great shot from our booster.
Standing by.
There's the drone ship there. Here we go over, and here we go from just outside the area of the barge. They're about to touch it down. About to touch down. Touchdown. The first stage. You might see some flashes on all those legs, which will actually spot load it to the deck. And there it is. The first stage has successfully touched down on that drone ship. There's some spot loads right in place, right there.
GS2 systems continue to operate well as it's continuing to expand burn.
And there was much excitement going in the various parts of people working within Blue Origin as well as their one of their mission controls.
Right on the middle of the racetrack. 10 minutes, 15 seconds.
So that thing is going nowhere because it is firmly spot welded to the deck.
Congratulations, Team Blue. You did it.
Now passing 10 minutes, 40 seconds into flight. GS2 trajectory continues to look good. Body rate's phenomenal. Tank pressures look good. Engine operating parameters look good. GS2 is now 1,600 kilometers downrange, traveling at 5.9 kilometers per second.
And to the right,
on the right-hand side, GS2. On the left-hand side, you have our booster, our
Less
new
than
Glenn
2 minutes
booster.
now remaining to
Never
Chico.
tell me the odds. Right there on the Jacqueline in the middle of that feather. Absolutely incredible. Congratulations, guys.
A landed orbital rocket. What an incredible day for Blue Origin.
Second ever
for the space industry.
On the second flight. Remembering that usability like this was more or less an afterthought with Falcon 9 as well as Falcon Heavy. And even then, reusability can't be guaranteed on the side boosters because it could not necessarily get those. And most of the time, they've been expending those outer boosters.
It's rare for me.
Or at least the...
Approximately 1 minute remaining.
Reusing the outer ones and expending the center
GS2 continues.
Of course, on a nominal path.
On a nominal path. I need a second to catch my breath.
GS2 body rates remain stable.
I think I hurt my hand banging on the table too much. This is incredible.
TVC and MR. Tank pressures are nominal. Bottle pressures are stable.
Oh, I'm getting worried they're going to replay the landing. That's something so good. You got to watch it twice. Give it back to us.
So they can go hit orbital velocity for the parking lot.
And 12 minutes, 30 seconds in the flight.
Look
and a touchdown. There's a replay on the left-hand side.
Beautiful.
Standing by for Chico 1 shortly.
Landing.
We're about to have Seco come up. I hope they get video for that.
The first stage of New Glenn with the one central BE4. Let's wait here for our second stage. It's going to cut off its engine. It's done its first burn.
And we have Seco, GS2 engine cut off.
Seco 1.
Yeah.
Seco 1 is confirmed. GS2 right down the track.
Damping out nice.
Currently in the coast phase.
We have one for two so far on our two objectives for our second mission of New Glenn. We have landed the booster for the first time ever. And next
up, second flight, that's not
in
bad
about
at all.
20 minutes here, we are going to separate the blue and gold satellites of NASA's Escapade mission. Of course, one of the most important things of any is making sure you get where they need to go.
And there's our team in Katt. Hey, guys! That's right! Oh, I see the celebration.
Huntsville, thank you. Thank you for those beautiful engines.
Huntsville, Alabama is one of the places that is used a lot in space flight development.
I see you. That place is wall to wall. That just shows you the passion and the dedication of every single person that works here at Blue Origin. And Eddie, you're with our friends here at Rocket Park.
Hey,
give it to us. What's going on?
Next stop,
this time in flight, GS2 is now 3,020 kilometers downrange, traveling 7.9
Guys,
kilometers per
what
second.
a day, what a momentous occasion, an incredible opportunity to witness live.
Eddie, I'm going to be honest with you. It's so loud around you. They're chanting so loud, and rightfully so. I'm having a hard time hearing you. But you got to tell me, what is this moment like for you, Eddie? You've been here a long time. You've seen the New Shepard booster land for the first time, and now you're watching New Glenn.
10 minutes remaining in the coast.
Yeah, this one was way better. Just incredible to watch. We're just here, launch, land, repeat. It starts today.
Launch, land, repeat. I love it, Eddie. And I believe we also have some video, of course, of the celebrations happening all throughout Rocket Park, in every corner of what is going on in this building. Here's a moment. And of course, that's mission control, launch control. Where is it? You know you're going to see when they do it. There it is.
Oh, in the middle there, you see Jeff Bezos, Jordan Charles, the head of our New Glenn program, Dave Limp.
Celebrations all around. And there you have it. Let's show it to you one more time. Our New Glenn booster out on the Jacqueline. Oh, I can't wait till she comes home.
I have never seen anything more beautiful. Not since the first landing of New Shepard in November of 2015. My goodness, we are almost
10 years
almost
later.
Exactly 10 years apart to land our booster. Just incredible. And now we're watching here. We've got a map here on the left. That's our stage one that, of course, made this beautiful landing on the Jacqueline, 375 miles off the coast. And what you're seeing there in the center of your screen, GS2 with NASA's Escapade satellites on board, We're waiting. We have about another 16, 17 minutes until we deploy the 2 satellites.
That's right.
First the blue, then 30 seconds later, the gold to give them some space. And then about 5 minutes after that, we also have what we call a hosted payload on board, a ViaSat radio tech demonstrator on board that we will also power on. But right now, all 3 payloads are exposed to space and are on a beautiful flight, a completely nominal flight.
That's right.
So far on its way to space and waiting for deployment here.
And at 17 minutes into flight, landing the booster, of course, was a historic moment for us here at Blue Origin. But the show isn't over. Still tracking, of course, deployment of Escapade. And here's some of the milestones we want you to be aware of over the next 20-ish minutes. All right, at the T+25 minute, the second stage engine will ignite. At T26:44, we're going to have SECO-2, which is that second stage engine cutoff. And then, of course, at the T+33 minute mark, and that's when we finally get to see Escapade deploy. They're going to deploy and separate at about 30 seconds apart. First blue separation and then gold separation. And finally, as you mentioned, Ariane, we will have at about T+38 minutes that ViaSat tech demonstration will turn on. But we have got one accomplishment under our belt. As we await the second one with our mission today, I got the chance to actually catch up with Dr. Shannon Curry. Now, she's a project scientist on Escapade, and she explains how long it took to get to this point with Escapade and what this moment means for their missions.
Approximately 6.5 minutes remaining in the coast. These 2 body rates have remained stable throughout the coast and continue to see good data coming down from the vehicle.
On this particular
trajectory is nominal
at this point as we're watching it. And for those of you who are trying to, who are waiting on
Shannon, can you kind of explain how Escapade really encapsulates the past, the present, and the future?
Out what's going on there.
Yes, so especially working with Blue Origin. What Escapade can do is tell us about what happened at Mars billions of years ago. It used to be habitable with oceans and lakes of water, but then something happened to its atmosphere. All of that water evaporated and dried up, and now we have this desert that it is today. And that brings us to today, which is that if we understand Mars's atmosphere and what it's doing, we can help protect future assets, especially not just robots landing on the surface, knowing how they enter that atmosphere safely, but it's not an if, it's a when humans actually go to Mars, and that brings us to our future. And so Escapade, working with a company like Blue Origin, is going to change how we get to Mars and how we protect our assets there, our robots and our crewed flight.
What is the most exciting part about being a part of this project for you?
So the thing I'm the most excited about is that this is going to change how we go to Mars. So we've never done a mission like this at NASA or really in any other part of the world. And using all of these commercial sectors where we're pushing the envelope and we're doing incredible kinds of technology to get low cost, high risk science and get our taxpayers the best bang for their buck, you can't beat that.
So can you dive in a little more and explain how both commercial and academic
partnerships
lead to something
past 20 minutes into flight, less than 5 minutes remaining in the coast.
The academic environment means you just get to think for a living. You get to think of these ideas, and this is where the theory comes in. But then the commercial partnerships, these are the experiments.
And we are now seeing tank pressures increasing in preparation for the next burn.
In academia, all of our dreams at universities happen. And NASA then enables that. So you have this like perfect 3 points of this like pyramid to do incredible and great things at places like Mars.
How long has this project been underway? I mean, when did the first idea for Escapade come about, bringing it to today?
Rob and I started thinking about this mission back in 2016 and 2017, and it took years of planning and years of iteration until we found the right partners, we found the right spacecraft, we found the right rocket, and here we are today. So we are coming up on 10 years in the making to make this happen.
So 10 years in the making to get us to the point of launch. And then once it launches, you have another, let's see, we're in 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, another 5-ish years of getting the data before you get the data and then processing that.
5 years of science to me sounds like heaven. So I think for some folks waiting is hard, but for the science team, we are ecstatic. We will take every single bit of data that we can get. And again, with working with our partners, being able to get all of that data and enabling this incredible opportunity to explore not just Mars, but actually the entire trajectory there. That's science waiting to happen.
What is your message to all the collaborators who've had hands on Escapade at this moment in time as you're kind of just waiting for it to deploy?
Thus far,
to all of our collaborators,
3 minutes
thank you from the bottom of my heart. We're so excited. We can't wait to work with you, and we're going to totally change how we do things at Mars. As we get ready for launch, my final thoughts are go Escapade, go Blue, and we're so happy to be here.
And we're so grateful to have you on the team.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Of course, so great to be able to hear from Dr. Shannon Curry. The booster there, though, on the pad. It is a moment we are still kind of taking in and processing. Ariane, you and I...
buzzing.
I'm excited.
Speechless. I am trembling. My jaw is still on the desk here. An incredible day. The star there.
Right.
The second booster of New Glenn. The stars, all more than 10,000 employees here at Blue Origin. If you guys aren't as in shock as I am, this team has done an incredible job in the years, in the months leading up to this, in the minutes. There they are.
There's the team. That's Katt Washington, our headquarters.
The new T0 is 6:43 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Recycle like that. To see the team flip around the rocket from a valiant attempt on Sunday, dealing with solar weather that they haven't seen in years. Working closely with our customers, especially with NASA. Thank you for your patience.
And there's Huntsville, Alabama.
Just an incredible, the epitome of teamwork all the way along to this moment to see
this is the second attempt. They actually managed to land it and actually land it right.
That is what we have named this booster. It has been 10 years, as you said, Ariane, almost to the day since we landed the New Shepard booster, and here we are in this incredible moment. And today, you and I talked about this earlier, today felt like the day. We walked in, and this was it.
It felt right. It felt right. I'll tell you, Tabitha, I was there for the New Shepard's first landing. And it was
didn't get past the
different. It was a much different Blue Origin. We had a couple hundred people. There were about a dozen or so of us off this back wooden porch with the radio listening to launch control call the shots as we saw the New Shepard rocket come down a couple miles downrange with our naked eye. And you lose New Shepard over the horizon, but you saw this billow of dust, and we heard touchdown, and it was this same roar, this elation. But today, as Eddie said, it feels so similar, but it also feels so different in the sense that
pressures look good.
getting this rocket to space and to be able to reuse this booster is opening a new chapter for Blue Origin. It's opening a new chapter for the space industry. It's opening a new chapter for space as whole, as not just domestically but internationally, to have more rockets that can be reusable, to have competition on the market, to bring down the cost of accessing space so that our customers, whether it's NASA, whether it's our friends at Amazon Kuiper that have signed up, whether it's ViaSat, we want to be able to share this with the world. And as our founder, Jeff Bezos, has said, you know, there's so many organizations that want to go up and access space and use those assets. And he as an investor, he's seen so many companies that have come to him and said, well, that's nice, but all these organizations die on the vine unless you can reduce the cost of accessing space. And by having another reusable orbital rocket to be able to do that is huge. I cannot wait to see what this rocket looks like when we bring her back into port in just a couple of days, bring her back to our integration facility and get a look at this beautiful rocket. What a day.
And as we take a look at GS2, right now we are approaching SECO 2, which is second engine cutoff.
They're calling Seco 2, or at least ahead of Seco 2.
And we have Seco.
They just called Seco 2.
Seco is confirmed. So we have a map for you on your screen, but soon we should be back and able to communicate with our ground stations, and we would have a picture for you. Right now, we are under 10 minutes until we're able to deploy Escapade, and if we do that, I mean, what a birthday gift to Dr. Nikki Fox.
Yes,
and 2 for 2. Separation.
So far, I'm so glad we had a shot of our Huntsville, Alabama team. They have built beautiful engines, the 7 BE4 engines that performed so wonderfully on the first stage. And now, as we have heard, the 2 BE3U engines up in space had 2 clean burns, giving the Escapade satellites a wonderful ride to where they need to go, setting them up on their trajectory to make it to Mars.
And you know what? While we wait for this epic moment coming up with Escapade, let's send it back over to Eddie Safer with our crew here at Rocket Park. Eddie, I know the celebrations have already started, but of course, the show isn't over. We are awaiting the deployment of Escapade. How are you feeling? How are they feeling? Is everyone I know pretty excited about making mission number 1 check and mission number 2 coming up?
Or at least several weeks.
Tabitha, Ariane, I don't know where to start. First off, it was pandemonium here, and just a feeling of utmost pride and gratitude that we got to witness that. I had to step back because the party's ongoing. I can see it with my eyes. It's just years of hard work. You know, there was chance while we were doing the last session, and it was next stop Moon. This is the beginning. Today is day 1. You know, at Blue Origin we say gradatum ferociter. This was a ferocious step.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's to put it lightly, a ferocious step. I think I was screaming and banging on the desk. Ariane, you were almost in tears. I know this moment for all of us, and we are here on TV just representing, as you said, the more than 10,000 employees. We get to peek into Huntsville and to Kent and into Van Horn, but everywhere across this country, I think people are celebrating knowing that we've really made this big step that you've mentioned toward making space more accessible. And I know there's future generations watching right now. I know there's people from all around the world, as far as Brazil, watching right now. And those individuals have to know that we are setting up the future. That's the only way I know how to put it. We are setting up the future. Today was a monumental step for that.
Well, you know, you see future generations. I actually got a photo from my husband who has my babies propped up and watching this. And I'll tell you, my 3-year-old, she just thinks that our rocket launches and lands.
Oh yeah, that's all she's ever known.
That's all she has ever known. So to be able to show her this live,
the first 2 payloads,
I'm super proud of being part of this team. I always have, and today is an extraordinary highlight. Eddie, you've been here along with me for 11 years. How do you feel?
Which is the other milestone.
Well, no, congratulations. I mean, as you were talking about earlier, how we were sitting in the back porch of Mission Control in West Texas 10 years ago, almost to the day, and how far you've come. You know, your girls are looking at you. That's your rocket that landed today. That's all our rockets, but a special congratulations
to you. That's our rocket, that's right.
No, there's so many reflections that, you know, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you're right. You know, it's our rocket. It's such something that just brings our team together. I know we can't turn the camera around. I can't imagine why. But how are those celebrations still looking? How many people would you imagine are up there with you?
There's a view for the.
Well, we were 500 plus strong, more or less, throughout the whole party, and the energy never abated through the first go-no-go poll for terminal count up to the first 20-second countdown, and in the recycle, the spirits were high.
The payloads
Eddie,
on either
the
side
spirits
of
are
this
high, and they're going to continue. I can't wait to talk to you after this webcast, give you a high five, but you're looking at a live look. This is Escapade in space, the twin spacecrafts that will be heading to Mars in 2027. For the first time ever, 2 spacecrafts at the same time are going to be studying the red planet. And also, for the first time ever, we're able to send this in kind of this in-between period. We didn't have to hit that exact Mars window because they're going to make their way to Mars on the right trajectory, and this is something completely unique for NASA and for us here at Blue Origin. Again, there's a live look at the Jacqueline, the booster, so aptly named. Never tell me the odds. Sitting so perfectly on that feather, unlike anything we've ever seen. And in the next minute here, you are going to see those payloads deploy. What a moment.
Hopefully we'll get that live shot again. We had what's called an ESPA ring that's on top of the payload adapter, and they are on the payload ring, the ESPA ring laterally. So first the blue satellite's going to deploy. 30 seconds later, the gold will deploy, and then we also have the ViaSat tech demonstrator at 38 minutes into launch that will also turn on.
Payload separation is coming within the next minute or two. Followed by the next one about a minute or two later.
Yes, you can follow along right here on your screen. The telemetry there at the bottom. In the next 40 seconds, that is the moment where mission objective number 2 will hopefully be coming to fruition.
Coming up on 33 minutes into flight. We're standing by for spacecraft 1 SEP shortly. Vehicle body rates are remaining stable, leading into the separation event.
Separation 1 forthcoming.
Standing by for spacecraft SEP. And we have good indication of Escapade Blue spacecraft separation.
We do have payload separation confirmed. Go Blue. Second payload coming up, as we mentioned. Just about a couple of seconds more here.
The other side is the gold payload.
Standing by for spacecraft 2 SEP.
About to see the second one separate momentarily.
Oh, beautiful live shot from over 700 miles in space.
Confirmed.
And gold has separated.
Separation of there it goes.
Congratulations, Escapade. Both blue and gold have successfully deployed. We have successfully landed the booster, and we have successfully deployed both the blue and gold satellites for Escapade.
2 for 2. There goes our robotic vehicle that is securing the GS1 onto the Jacqueline.
That's right.
Absolutely spectacular. Escapade, you are headed to Mars.
So the primary
And so there you go. Our automated robotic vehicle. To be very clear, we didn't clarify this earlier. There are no people on the Jacqueline right now. It's just that robotic vehicle that is going around the rocket, making sure that we definitely,
safing the vehicle.
We're safing the vehicle and making sure that those landing legs are pegged down. The seas are nice and calm today. It was a rough ride the last couple of days out there. But of course, we want to make sure that our 200-foot tall rocket out there on the Jacqueline is nice, and there it goes, is nice and stable. And shortly after, we will of course have the Harvey Stone, which is the boat that has our team out there. They will approach the Jacqueline, and we will put our team up there as well as soon. But as soon as the rocket is stable, we want to make sure, of course, that it's essentially neutralized. Make sure the propellants are nice and stable, if not completely purged from the system, as well as have a stable rocket out there. Safety is number one. But Tabitha, we are 2 for 2 on today's mission. NG2, a historic day for New Glenn and Blue Origin.
I keep telling you, I'm speechless, and I really am. It has been such an epic day. In about, goodness, couple of minutes here, also that ViaSat demonstrator will turn on. That's an exciting thing. That's a payload kind of hitching a ride with our friends at NASA.
That is, of course, called ride sharing.
It's just been so great to work with so many customers and to also show the world that, hey, we're here, we're in the game, we have a reusable booster, and this is just the beginning.
No, and we said it on the last webcast. We've got NASA Escapade, but of course there are other organizations, UC Berkeley,
right.
Advanced Space,
Rocket Labs
that have been part of that mission. But we've also got ViaSat being one of the foremost satellite operators in the world. And these organizations took a chance on us.
They did.
We get it. It was a new rocket. It had not flown when we signed with them. This means a lot to us that you have put your technology, your babies in our hands on top of this rocket. You trusted our team. You trusted our method. We got you there, and we cannot wait to take our other signed customers as well as our other future to-be signed customers. We are open for business, baby. On New Glenn, a new day, a new chapter has just opened for, as we said, Blue Origin, but also the space industry.
Would you say a new era? Would you say a new era?
It's like
it's a new era.
It's a new era.
And as we said, at the T plus about 38-minute mark, which is happening here in the next 20-ish seconds, that's when the ViaSat demonstrator should be turning on. But not to worry, if we don't get an immediate signal, that is totally okay, because that just means it's not connecting to the ground system. They wait about another hour and then they try again. So some exciting stuff. And then just to know that we were a part of a payload going to Mars that we're going to be getting data from, that is going to tell us so much more about the red planet. For us to send future humans to the red planet, how epic is that? Today was the first day in at least a 5-year mission.
No, we're going to be soaking this in for another 5 years. The
velocity, altitude,
the power of this mission, we're gonna feel it. It's not just something that's up and back. I mean, it is something that's up and back. I take that back. Look at that rocket. That rocket is up and back. But the other objective, of course, are payloads with NASA Escapade. We'll be working hard for us and working hard for NASA.
Yeah, and right now, there you have it. There is New Glenn out on the Jacqueline, right in the middle of the feather. Our ROV is currently helping save the vehicle. And I mentioned with you, I got to go out on the Jacqueline and they explain the operations. This is just step 1. Then they're going to be able to go and secure all of those landing legs. And then once everything is good to go, a crew can come right back on the Jacqueline and get ready to bring it back here to Cape Canaveral.
And I mentioned this.
Oh wait, I just heard CSP has powered on, ViaSat has powered on, it has made connection. That's a bonus. That's 3 for 3.
So that's definitely
3 for 3.
Their primary objectives have been fulfilled.
And that
this is a secondary one, which has now at least
you see
started,
we've talked about our robotic vehicle that is down there. Right? We mentioned it at the beginning of the webcast. That landing pad is the same. Has the same diameter, the landing zone, as New Shepard.
I know, New Shepard. And it's only 150 feet wide. So it's about 400 feet long, Jacqueline is, and 150 feet wide. I want you to imagine landing a skyscraper on something that is that size. Incredible. Oh, and then there you have it. There is, of course, we're continuing to monitor GS2, but now we know Escapade is deployed, ViaSat is working. So with that, it has been an incredible, fantastic. I don't know if there's enough words for me to say about what this day means for everyone here at Blue, for the space industry, for New Glenn, and for Escapade. Just wow. Yeah.
I mean, let's take a moment to reflect on the key moments of today's mission.
Yeah.
We not only met our mission objectives today, we exceeded them.
That's right.
Some of those, just to call them out. We had a clean liftoff. The 7 BE-4 engines, they burn that beautiful blue LNG. I wish we could say that we planned it like that, but no, we use the LNG because it's beautiful. It works really well in these BE-4s.
Good launch vehicle data through
stage separation.
That's good. That's good information. They're saying that now they're actually getting information cleanly from the demonstrator's telemetry.
That made a nice clean burn to get our payloads into orbit. We safely delivered the payloads. And then, of course, we had the first booster landing ever of New Glenn.
Oh, what happened? Did something happen today?
Yeah, we had there's that thing that happened.
It bears noting, like I said earlier.
New Glenn came back for the first time ever. These are just incredible feats of engineering. It is very hard to do.
And
you know, I think by now we kind of think that it's just normal. As I said, my kids, my child thinks that it's normal, but it is so difficult when you're trying to land. And now the next step, the next critical step for our team here will be to get that booster back, look and see how it's performed, and of course do the refurbishment on it, because we are going to fly that booster again.
Absolutely. That was just round one. And of course, Ariane, I just have to tell you for a moment, it's been an honor to have you here on the desk with me. I mean, you have such an incredible career under your belt, being able to help walk our viewers through every important step and every important moment here. I mean, you are just the legend herself. So thank you. And I'm so grateful I got to share this moment with you, holding your hands, holding our breaths, watching the booster land. So.
Thank you, Tabitha. It's been an honor, and thank you so much for being on the desk with me. This is a day that I will never forget. It's being able to be part of this flight today.
We'll see how much
it's been something so central to the work of us here at Blue Origin.
Right.
For so long, not just since we landed New Shepard, but since we started this company, and to be part of this historic day. I mean, people have said, "Well, why have you stayed so long at Blue? Why do we stay so long at Blue?" Because we're doing extraordinary things, and we have an extraordinary team. It's an honor to be part of this squad.
And it's been an honor for me to be able to represent more than 10,000 of you here on the desk, being able to speak for Team Blue. But if you were inspired, listen, I love a shameless plug, so come here. If you were inspired and energized by what you saw today, because as we said, this is just the beginning, we do really cool stuff here. I mean, look, you can host a webcast, you can launch a rocket, you can build engines. If you want to learn more, go to blueorigin.com/careers, because we would love to have you help us build the road to space. And as you just saw, we're pretty good at it.
We're going to Mars today. We're going to Moon. The Moon is a team. We're also going our own payloads to Mars. You want to build those? You said build the road to space. Come join us. But hey, maybe that's maybe you're not ready for that step. That's okay. You still want to help celebrate this moment. You can get some great launch gear in our Blue Origin shop. Pick up the look at that sweet mission patch to capture today's momentous event. Join us. Visit online, shop.blueorigin.com.
Yeah, real quick, we have to plug this patch. A couple of things to notice. New Glenn's second stage mission, ascending to Mars with Escapade. Top right, you'll see the nod to NASA's Escapade spacecraft that are orbiting Mars. There's also the New Glenn booster in the landing configuration. You know you want the patch because this is the one that we landed the booster on. And the colors, they represent that red-orange hues of the Martian soil. And the New Glenn's BE-4 engines firing so beautifully and brightly, showing those mock diamonds in the
5 or 6, maybe a few more
that you see.
With SpaceX.
So thank you.
Which again
thank you
an afterthought.
for all of our viewers who tuned in to watch this historic launch.
You too were part of today's history. And to the many people at Blue Origin who have spent years designing this rocket, building this rocket, testing it, getting it ready for today, we want to say thank you to you. We also want to say thank you to the FAA and to the range down here in Florida for supporting us, to the state of Florida, from the governor on down. Thank you. You are part of this team as well. This is going to conclude our second mission for New Glenn. The next era of space flight at Blue Origin is upon us.
It feels so good to say that. Once again, my name is Tabitha Lipkin. For myself, Ariane Cornell, Eddie Safert, and every single person here at Blue Origin, more than 10,000 employees, we want to say thank you, and we are going to see you on the next launch. Welcome to the next era for Blue Origin. Until next time, stay cool and gradatum ferociter.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to mute this on my side for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brief break. I need to go to the bathroom real quick, and then we're going to, and I'm going to keep an eye on what's going on, see what's happening, and determine whether or not they're going to actually continue with this particular mission, because as I always say, things can happen, and the course of this stream can happen at the course of this stream can change at absolutely any time. So please stick with me. I need to go do some stuff. So give me a minute or two, and I will be with you momentarily. So stay there, and I'll be back. Okay, everybody, sorry about that. Let me check something real quick here. Okay, let's see. Yep, I'm definitely sending stuff out over the mic, so everything looks good on this side. So, the real problem, the reason I just found out, the reason why I'm not getting any audio in here is because the dual 1 gig Ethernet card isn't being seen right at the moment. I would have to normally do a warm reboot. I should have checked that before I started streaming, but that's okay. The one that actually is working is actually working. It's going over the 10 gig Ethernet, right? At least the one link that actually, apart from the main one that's on the board, that of course is what allows me to send stuff out over the internet, is working. The one that actually, that particular one is working fine, but the other connection isn't working because the machine, like the studio machine, every now and again will say, "Oh, the dual port Ethernet isn't being properly seen." Ooh, but anyway, the only way to fix that is to do a warm restart of the machine. But unfortunately, that is not going to happen because I would have to take the stream down for that to happen. Because after all, the machine I'm looking at that's having that problem is the very machine that is connected to Twitch and YouTube. Had it been the studio machine, it wouldn't be such a big problem because I could leave the stream up for the whole time while I reboot any of those other machines. Not the encoder though, unfortunately. Anyway, that said, I'm gonna go take a look like I was supposed to do. Look what's going on at Firefly's website to see what's going on. Different rocket launching agency. Another different rocket launching agency. That's the one I wanted. Let's do this. Okay, Alpha Flight unfortunately has been scrubbed. I am going to go ahead and mark it as such. But we still got to enjoy watching the flight of, albeit a bit late, watching the flight of Blue Origin's New Glenn second mission, which actually managed to properly land the first stage booster. We're not going to do a RUD grade because after all, it is just a regular touchdown. So let me go ahead and make a couple of adjustments on the stream before we head out. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Like I always say, this stuff is always subject to change at any time. Okay. I'll make an adjustment on the YouTube side shortly, and I also need to make updates to this to the VODs, so I think we're good there. I'm a bit bummed that this ended up being a scrub, but whatever. At least nothing broke thus far. Anyway, I'm gonna make a real quick. I'll do an adjustment after the stream settings. Edit. There we go. Save. All right then, let's see if we can find someone to go say hi to on the Twitch side of things, shall we? I've got a couple of options that I can try. I'm going to try one that actually I got to talk to on Boot Chat a couple of days ago. We're going to first try Sally Red. She is playing Sekiro. Apparently that's essentially a Souls-like game. Let me go ahead and, as always, let me move to the, first of all, I'm gonna go there. Here's some raid text for those people who don't have subs, and here's one for those who do. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch this for the longest time, and I'm so glad I finally did. Take a look at it. It was worth it, because that was another big vehicle that was going to be coming up at some point. So anyway, what I'm going to go ahead and do is start the go ahead and get the rating started. Let's see if it'll actually let me do it. Like she's doing the final boss. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Nope, unfortunately we can't. So, like I said, I have another alternative. We're going to raid hang on a sec here. There we go. That's not the one I was looking for. We're going to go visit Kiri Artemis. He is doing Signalis. So we're going to go ahead and head there instead. Oh goodness, she's getting pretty late in her stream. Well, we're going to go and say hi anyway. Couldn't start the raid. And as always, I'd like to say thank you so much for coming on by. And as I always like to say, Slavu Ukraini, and thank you so much for coming on in. Unfortunately, of course, the launch didn't go on as we was hoping, it might. But in any event, I'd like to thank everybody for coming on in, and I hope you guys have a great one in the meantime. And until then, keep it cool, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you later. Bye.